back at all. Big chance this is going to be an aggressive race.
The wind is still strong, coming from left to right on your screen. So behind them as they head to that ultra-fast turn one. After 9 months on the road, this is what it's come down to. Who will deliver in the final race? Kelly got off to a pretty good start. Tander and Whincup trail each other. And Todd Kelly will take the lead down to turn one.
Whincup to third. So he's got one of the boxes ticked that was important. Doesn't look like he made a great start, but he's held his position.
A very aggressive move from Craig Lowndes to make sure he got in front of Mark Scaife. And it allows him to give some cover behind his teammate who's fighting for the title. There he is, Lowndes. Went from 6th up to 5th.
Winterbottom well positioned as well. Strategy and a quick car did a good job for him in race 2.
Lots of crunch, push and shove at turn 4. Mark Winterbottom's actually dropped out of that top 5. So the top 4 is Todd Kelly. It's Garth Tander, Jamie Whincup, then Craig Lowndes.
Excellent cold tyre lap for Todd Kelly, picking up the form that he had here in 2006. Jamie's very close to the back of Garth Tander.
Remember, the one and only job that Jamie Whincup has to think about is to get in front, try and stay in front of Garth Tander. Then it'll come down to how many positions he can put himself in front.
Good corner exit there for Garth Tander, making a tiny bit of ground in the draft of Todd Kelly's car. Has a look. If he can, he'll want to get around Todd to try and keep the pressure off him from Whincup. The other thing, of course, that he needs to think about here, and they'll have discussed this in detail inside their transporters in both camps, but with the margin that Garth has, he doesn't need to play for sheep stations if it turns out that Jamie's got a better car at this moment. So if Jamie does go to second, Garth drops back to third, it's not the end of the universe, but that's a very difficult thing to sell to a driver's mind right now. Absolutely nothing between these two guys in lap performance all the way to the end of this championship. Little throttle resets there at turn 9 for Jamie.
Last time around, it was 0.2 of a second between Kelly and Tander. The first flying lap shows us the time, 1:36.46. It's now half a second between Kelly and Tander. Jamie Whincup another half a second back. 1.3 seconds adrift is the man you're riding with, Craig Lowndes.
So Todd Kelly was 0.4 quicker than Garth Tander on that lap, who in turn was 1/10 quicker than Jamie Whincup. Looking at their splits now as they come down to the turn 4 hairpin, both Todd and Garth 1/10 quicker than Jamie on this lap. Just see where their performance bottoms out to once tyre temperature and pressure has been normalised. How much pressure is going to be on these crews when the compulsory pit stop window opens on lap 5 for 2 tyres. We've seen more people probably changing rears than the working side tyres. Will that strategy change in this last race?
In the elbows out approach to turn 1 on lap 1. between Craig Lowndes and Mark Scaife. Mark Winterbottom was the biggest loser. He dropped a couple of spots and now he finds himself with James Courtney. So that's 6th and 7th. Will Davison and Rick Kelly and Stephen Johnson inside the top 10.
Been remarkably clean starts to all three races. The first couple of laps here, particularly down at the hairpin, and typically chaos. Wasn't the case this time. And here comes Rick, looking, can't get it done. Will was pretty aggressive down the inside there. He's had a great year too, Will Davison. Wants to finish it off strongly in preparation for 2008. Rick just drops the left rear off the corner, off the curb exit there on turn 4. See, one tiny little thing, Matty, just instantly turns into 2 or 3 or 4 car lengths in a heartbeat. Problems here for Simon Wills, second race in a row that he's ended up back in the garage.
It's been something of a nervous, cautious, careful approach to the opening laps. They're all showing good speed. Nothing out of the ordinary yet. Kelly leads them around. Tander would be comfortable in second, and that's why. Because he's getting the word that he's pulling away, and he certainly is.
Half a second on that lap over Jamie Whincup. 36.4 for Garth Tander, 36.9 for Jamie Whincup. First 5 cars in the field are in the 1 minute 36s, and then from Mark Winterbottom down, there's a batch of about 5 in the 37s, and then from Stephen Johnson back, who is 12th, they're in the 38s. Give you an idea of the gaps here. Todd Kelly first, Garth Tander second, Jamie Whincup third, Lowndes, Scaife, Winterbottom, Courtney, Davison, Kelly, Holdsworth, Richards, Johnson, Murphy, Ingle, Bright, then Canto, Jason Richards climbing back up. Marcus Marshall, Steve Owen, a bit uncertain for his future for 2008. Max Wilson, that's the top 20.
Aside from the roar of these cars snaking their way around this spectacular circuit, there's an eerie feeling about this race.
Fastest split to the second sector on this lap. It's actually been Jason Richards, the fastest of the race so far, at 1 minute 9.4. Verifies the pace that he showed yesterday before he came unstuck down at turn 2.
Todd Kelly has control by 0.8 of a second over Garth Tander, but Tander is in front of Jamie Whincup. They're the 2 title contenders. We'll take a break from Phillip Island, the Dunlop Grand Finale on 7. So we're on lap 6 of 27. The dice at the front between Todd Kelly and Garth Tander is certainly going in Kelly's favour, and also Tander's going along for that ride and stretching his lead a little over Jamie Whincup.
It's interesting, just before we went to the break, we were looking at shots of the rear of Jamie Whincup's car, and it just looked a little nervous down there at turn 1. Looking again now over the top of Lukey Heights. He has lost a little bit of ground to the first 2 cars, and I just don't think the car is where he wants it to be right at the moment. Curious to see whether or not they make any changes. Problem here for Steve Owen, the rear of the car.
maximise the pit entry. Guys, needs a slide hammer, driver's right rear has had a hit.
Guys, this is incredible. There is a standoff in pit lane. It's a watching me, watching you situation. Rob Crawford from Toll HSV was watching Team Vodafone to see when they're pitting Jamie. Now, they've set up for a pit stop, so Toll have quickly laid their gear out. They're going to bring Garth in.
Well, Jamie Whincup is certainly in. This is Rick Kelly coming in.
Yeah, they've left Garth out there. He's heading down to turn 4. So they got him processed quickly.
We need to get out there and make the most of these, mate. Head down.
Sounds like he's got good incoming tyres, as you'd expect on Whincup's car. Clean stops for the key runners so far, and rears only we've seen. Not working side. Todd Kelly continues to lead the race. They're heading up to Lukey Heights at the moment. Garth Tander tucked in behind, and a gap then back to Craig Lowndes, remembering Whincup just peeled away.
So the question now for Toll is, how long will they leave Garth Tander out there?
Depends on his lap speed, and it'll depend on what sort of pace Whincup instantly shows. Again, they're in the slightly luxurious position of not needing to freak out because of the cushion they have for points. .7 for Todd Kelly, 36.5 for Garth Tander, 36.4 for Craig Lowndes. Take us a little while to process the numbers for Jamie Whincup, because this is an out lap for him, starting from the pit lane. And the next lap will be critical. They're going to bring Todd Kelly in this lap. So Tander's pace is at least as good as the fastest cars in the field, but certainly not runaway pace.
Go.
Nice stop.
Okay, mate, CPS light off. Watching for Corky on the exit.
Lots of space for FPR to operate in then. The reason they know where the car's going to drop in to the field, they have data that tells them precisely where it's going to log. Predictive data will tell them